Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Wait for some yins to get here. We got the Lakeland interviews, so I want to go live here so we can watch these together. Come on. Is it? Good morning, everybody. Hopefully this is working. There you are, Scully. I don't know how to add you. How can you want to join me? Can I? Hold up. I was trying to see if we got the Lakeland. So we have 2 Lakelands and we have the Chicken Boy. And I am also getting Jack Showalter's first interview and Braden Jensen's interview as well. Good morning, P. Fox and Soda and Skull and all of yous for being here. I'm trying to give people time to come in since we finally got it. Can we believe this? Like, finally. Oh, I'm so happy. So happy. Scully, I can drop you a link if you do want to join me. I think I know how to do that. I think. Okay. What do you got to do? Put your makeup on and do your hair? I mean, come on, you're a guy. What do you got to get ready for? I have not listened to these at all yet. So I literally just got them. So I did see that each of her interviews are roughly about 50 minutes, and they are audio, unfortunately. But AA's interview, my chicken boy, his is actually actual footage. So it's not audio. His is only about 13 minutes long. So I hate not having footage. I hate it being just audio, but hey, I guess we'll do what we got to do, right? Okay, no biggie, Scully. Whenever. You don't even have to. It's there if you want to join. If not, you don't. It's not a big deal. I'm just kind of trying to give people time to come in and join us because, I didn't give much notice. But I am going to Thrives Off Grid. Welcome, Teresa. Welcome. I will do like I always do. Because I'm not monetized and I can do that, I guess. We will go over, we'll watch these. I'll try not to stop them much because I know I hate that. But once we're done and we watch over it, no worries. I will upload it raw with, nothing. I'll drop it like I have dropped all my other body cam. So I just wanted to watch this with everybody. So usually I just drop them. So we'll watch, and then once we're done watching, I will upload them so you all can have them and do whatever you want with them since, we all got this, all of us, with all your donations and that. So, and I wasn't going to get the Showalter because he has 2. Lana dropped one of them already. She hasn't done the second one. I wasn't going to get them because they were so much, but because she already got one of them, I just went ahead and paid for his one interview that's already, Lana already had. And the Braden Jensen, she already did too, but I didn't really watch them. So, and I just wanted them for, my channel too. So I'll drop them raw, just like I do everything else. So you can have them and, look over, do whatever you want with them. So, okay, guys, let's get this party started. Let's see what old Lakeland has to say.
Trying to talk to everybody.
Can we hear it? Can you all hear it?
That night, or could have been around that night, and just kind of get our timeline and all of our facts together. You know what I mean? So so this could take like I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, maybe. Like it's not unlikely. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay. Hey, so also I've got another detective here with me. His name is Andy, and we'll just kind of start with I guess how did you know everybody in the house? How long did you know them?
So I started school at U of I, and I met Maddie, Mogan, and Xana, and I became really close with Xana. And we were really good friends all throughout last year. Me and Maddie Mogan were like friends, but not super close.
And real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I don't like showing myself. Sorry.
I just woke up.
Okay,
I literally opened my eyes and I'm like, oh, Christy's live.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you joined me. So,
Okay.
we've been patiently waiting for these dang interviews, so I'm excited to hear what they have to say.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so I was really good friends with Xana all of last year, and then sometime during the fall semester, I met Ethan, and we all started getting closer and like hanging out more together. And then I didn't meet Kaylee until the beginning of this year, since they were living at that house with like Xana and.
Do you remember about what month that was?
It would have been like the middle of August.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how I.
Did it pause or it's redacted?
They just started asking me to come around more, and then I think it just kind of kept growing, and I was with them a lot this year.
Okay.
Must be the redaction. Sorry, guys. I was wondering that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you spell the last name for me, please?
Can you hear me?
Pretty rowdy
Yes.
and
Oh, okay. Is it redacted right now?
It's just people mingling with each other. It wasn't anything like crazy, like nothing out of the ordinary happened.
like there's not like broken doors and windows and
No,
fights and that kind of thing.
No, nothing is ever broken. It was just kind of just everyone talking with each other and playing beer pong and like drinking related games.
And does this happen about once a week there, or how frequently is that place kind of the party house?
Yeah, I would say you typically like one night a week, either Friday or Saturday.
And when that happens, how many people usually attend?
It's usually people we all know. I'd say like roughly around 30-ish people.
Okay. I guess let's talk about guests and stuff. When there's a party there, is it usually kind of the same crowd typically? I mean, I know a couple people come and go, but is it typically the same group of people there, the 20 or 30?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And as far as like the house goes, is it a pretty inclusive environment? Like if a rando wanted to show up and hang out there, would they be welcome, or would it be like, dude, we don't know you, we don't really want you hanging out here? How would that go?
Yeah, if it was a person that just kind of showed up randomly, they would typically be kicked out. Either like the girls that lived there would do it, or they'd ask a male friend to do it.
Okay. And can you recall, I guess since the start of this year, I guess, were you ever there when somebody showed up that wasn't welcome, or that got asked to leave, or was like, hey, you're not part of this crew, take a hike, bro? Or did something like that ever happen while you were there?
Not that I'm aware of when I was ever there. I haven't heard of that happening this year. This was more of like something that happened last year at a different residence, but
okay. And do you have any idea who those people might have been?
I can't say for sure who.
Okay.
So this is Andy. So to kind of just be a little more detailed than just random, is there anyone last year, this year that kind of wanted to be part of the group that wasn't included for whatever reason? They just didn't fit in, but they kind of always wanted to hang around, but never were really included, or may have not felt included?
No, the only thing I could think of was like last year, like there was a house that's right next door to like the one that we're talking about, and like Santa was one of the residents at that house last year, and typically like football or basketball players would come, and they were usually kicked out.
What was the reason for kicking them out?
Because none of us knew any of them, and they would just kind of show up, like they'd hear that there was a party there, and then they'd kind of show up and not be invited.
Okay. How did they act when they got kicked out? Were they okay with it, or were they kind of entitled because they were athletes, thinking they should be included, or anything like that?
From what I saw last year, they're pretty chill about it. They're just like, okay, we'll leave, kind of thing.
Okay.
And so you mentioned that was next door. Can you tell me what house that would have been? Do you know the address?
I can't think of the address off the top of my head, but it's like a.
Would you be able to at some point kind of go on Google Map and drop a pin and just text a picture to this phone number?
Yeah, I definitely could do that.
Okay.
So if you're looking at the front door of where it all happened at 1122 King, if you're looking at the front door, is that house on the right or the left or across the street?
It would be
Wow. They can't even unredact that.
I left them in the cage.
Wow.
Okay, so then it seems like the football players were causing trouble and they were not really invited and they would just show up. Are they
Yep.
trying to blame Santa for that?
I don't know. That's kind of strange.
It sounded like she said Santa used to live and at another house, and then made it sound like Santa would bring the football players, but they
Yeah.
would kick them out because they didn't know them.
Yeah. That's kind of how I got it too.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is Lakeland. This is Dylan's friend that was watching the Vampire Diaries with her that night. This was the first interview they have with her on November 19th. I do have another one too, and I think that one's like December. I can't remember. It's in December sometime, but so yeah, it's not me. It must be the redactions that keep blacking out. Sorry, but like I said, I will drop this raw too once we're done, just so you have it. But here we go. Holy smokes! They really have it. Oh,
where
Is it kind of a newer siding? Kind of been remodeled a little bit more recently.
yeah, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, just to be safe, when you get a chance, just drop a pin on that house and send a screenshot to this number.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely
Just
do
so we
that.
can make sure we're talking about the same house.
Yeah.
So back to the people who live there. It's my understanding that Maddie and Kaylee lived upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Who's on the middle floor?
On the main floor is in Santa's room.
Okay, and then is the one in the basement?
Yes.
All right.
Was there anybody else in that? Because I think there's another room. Was anyone else in that room?
No, they used it as a spare room. Typically, like if someone needed to stay the night or like for whatever reason, like there's usually a bed in there that someone could just crash on, but no one lived in that room.
Okay.
Was dating anybody this year?
Yes. Has a boyfriend named.
Okay. Where does he live?
Somewhere here in.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're down there. Had you ever met?
I have not met.
It sounds like they're saying Quinn.
they are.
Moscow, and I'm from, so I don't really make her come down a lot. So
Sure.
never had the opportunity to.
How long have they been dating?
I wanted. I think, if I remember right.
Did her go down to visit? Well, let me back up. So her came out to Moscow to visit, right?
Not that I'm aware of. He might have when we weren't super close, but I wouldn't have known.
And then did her go down there to visit him?
Typically just on like school breaks, when people would go home.
Yeah. Okay. How would you describe like how did talk about, were things good with them? Did they have a good relationship? What do you know? All the girl talk and whatnot. I mean, what was your take on that?
Good morning, Bronx.
Hold on. He said all the girls talking. So what were all the girls talking about?
And you. Good
Okay.
question.
I think that's typical.
Yeah.
Did like so obviously she's dating him, but did she like bring guys home? Was she like having relationships with other guys while school was going on? Since obviously they didn't travel to see each other very often. I know it's kind of uncomfortable to talk about, but was there other guys she was with?
No. I've never heard her talk about any other guy or seen her with another guy.
Okay.
Knowing her, she's very like loyal.
Okay. Was there any guys, not just her, but I know a couple other girls have boyfriends that are long ways away. Is there any guys that you can remember trying to get with those girls that they would reject to be like, hey, I got a boyfriend or whatever? And it may appear that they were fine with it and not a huge deal, but just that you can remember them talking about like, oh, so-and-so was asked me on a date or something and I had to tell them no. Anything like that with any of those girls?
No, I never heard anything about a guy like trying to get with them or like go on a date or anything with any of those girls.
Okay. What about? Does she have a boyfriend?
She does not have a boyfriend.
These redactions is ridiculous. Good morning, crazy cutie. And anybody else coming in, make sure you smash that like button for me, please. Like I said, no worries. I'll drop this raw too once we're done. So this is a ridiculously long redaction here. What the hell? You pay all this money for this. It's frustrating. Come on. This is ridiculous. I mean, I still see the time moving, so I know it's moving. It's just redacted.
We gotta make sure the time is moving.
Yep. Well, this is a long one. Holy crap.
Yikes. Okay, so then we have Dylan and her boyfriend.
Yep. Reductions. Ridiculous is hard to say quickly. It is. Exactly, danger zone.
What's the date of this interview?
November 19th.
Oh, okay, so November 19th. So it's like what, 8 dates after?
Mm-hmm. Then the next one's in December that they do.
Okay. And then supposedly they didn't get Brian's name until the 19th of December, right?
Yep. By what
Okay.
they say.
Okay. So they're still trying to rule out if it was the girl's fault. They're like kind of slut shaming, low key.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy. See, this is what I get for not watching it. I don't know how long this redaction is, or I would have skipped over it for us, but it's still going. I mean, come on. This is just absolutely ridiculous. What the hell could they possibly be redacting right now? Oh, Silent G, 6'7".
That's Silent G. I can't see chat. So hi everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Hit that like, share, and subscribe.
Exactly. Come on. Come on, come on, come on.
As soon as your notification came on my phone, I just opened my eyes. I'm like, oh shit, Christy's on. I just tapped on it.
Well, I patiently waited for this yesterday. She promised me after lunch she would send it. And I waited and waited and waited and waited. So I gave her the evening and I called and I emailed.
What?
Oh, here we go.
I guess let's kind of shift gears just a little bit. I know Ethan had an apartment kind of
Pandas.
close by. How often would he stay the night with Xana?
I'm pretty sure he stayed with Santa almost every night.
Like he kind of had an apartment for his clothes and stuff, and where his parents sent his mail, and then he pretty much lived with Xana.
Yeah, because his apartment is a little further away, and I knew he didn't have Wi-Fi or anything, so he's pretty much always at Xana's house. Every time I was there, he always stayed the night.
How were things between them?
Good. Yeah, there one on Saturday, but I was with them Friday.
The black ones after that.
They were having a great time. I could tell they really loved each other.
Yeah. Okay.
How did the other girls feel about him staying there all the time? Did they all get along, or was it kind of like, oh, you're freeloading in our house because you're here with Xana? Was there?
Oh my god!
Staying there all the time?
Not that I'm aware of. I know he would sit and watch movies with them. He would just hang out and talk with them. And I think they were all good friends with Ethan, and I don't think they ever would have seen him as a burden or something.
And did he kind of help all of them out if they needed help? What kind of guy is he?
Yeah, he would help them with anything if they needed it. He's really good at talking to people, giving advice and stuff. He's given me good advice before. And I know he's helped Xana cook and stuff, and clean up the place after a party or something. And
okay. How about Maddie and Kaylee? Or I guess let's start with Maddie. How was her relationship going?
With her boyfriend?
Yeah. Or did you know her boyfriend?
I had only met him a couple times. The last time that I saw him was on homecoming weekend. It was, I believe, the very beginning of October. I know he came up, and I said hi to him then, but I didn't really know him super well. I also never really knew Maddie on a deeper level. It was just kind of a friendship thing. Be we would talk, but not get into anything with relationships or.
Yeah. Had you met Kaylee's boyfriend?
I have not. I really I met Kaylee at the beginning of this year around August. But a lot of the times I was there, she usually either wasn't home or she was just upstairs in her room.
Okay. So let's kind of go back towards that night on Saturday. Just kind of walk me through your plans to go over there and hang out and kind of how that went down.
Yeah. So.
Yes. Becky.
Basically, I was at another house party, a little bit kind of opposite from where they lived, and so I was there with some other friends, and then came over there to the house where I was, and we hung out there for a little bit, and then one of our guy friends called us a sober ride to go back to her house because we were kind of hungry and getting tired.
Okay. So before excuse me.
A sober ride. I wonder who that ride was.
That house party was that you were?
I don't know the address, but I could definitely drop a pin of where it is.
If I'm looking at the front door of the 1122 King, where's that party? Where's that house that you're talking about in relationship to that front door?
It would be
past the apartments or directly. next to it?
No, like past the apartments. It's on a different street.
Okay, so I guess how long would it take you to walk from 1122 King to that party house?
Walking probably between 10 to 12 minutes.
Okay, so it's a little bit a ways away.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you just, I guess, as much as you remember, can you tell me who you were there with at the house party that you remember?
Yes. So, do you want last names too?
Yeah, if you got them, that'd be great. And
Okay.
I get this is a lot to kind of like spout out. Just we're just trying to be detail oriented and stuff. So as much as you can remember, we'll go for it.
Okay, so it wasn't a very big party, but the people that I do remember, one of the girls that lived there, her name's Kim.
Was she kind of the hostess of the party that night, or threw it?
Yes, she's the one that invited me and a couple other friends over. It was kind of like a small thing. It wasn't like a huge party.
Okay. All right, got her name. And
okay, and
It's funny you say the treehouse because I was wondering that too. Is she referencing the treehouse? But I don't think it would take that long to get to the treehouse. But that's funny you said that. I thought the treehouse too. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I just paused it for a second to say thank you for all being here. Make sure you hit the like button. Let's get this out in the algorithm so everybody can hear it. I also have a second interview from her. I have Chicken Boy's interview. I have one of Jack Showalter's interviews and Braden Johnson's interviews. So we got a lot of interviews today. I don't know how far we'll get with them, but this is we're on this one for right now. We'll go from there, step by step. But here we go.
Okay.
A female?
As a male.
Okay.
And then
Can you spell?
yeah, it's
Okay. Anyone else?
and then eventually in medicine.
Do you remember when out there?
I might have a text from her saying like when she was heading over. I can check really quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I was texting her before she came. Okay, thank you. Okay, maybe it might have been on Snapchat and that deletes
Okay.
our messages, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you know where Xana and Ethan were about that point in time?
I believe they were still at this fraternity.
Okay. So after, so you're Kenny and then out there, was there anybody else that you can't remember, or was that pretty much it?
There was a couple other people, but I don't remember because that was my first time ever meeting them.
Okay. And are all these people at this house party, are they also students?
Yes.
Are they all about the same like year, or was it kind of a mix of like freshmen to seniors and whatnot?
From what I remember, I don't remember any freshmen being there. So I think it was more like sophomores and juniors.
Okay. All right.
Did you take any photos at that party?
I actually have some things. I just have a couple of videos. So and then I also took a video like shortly after I left that house and went to King Road.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about that. That's great. That's helpful when we have stuff like that for sure. Who all went from the house there to 1122 King? Just you and?
Yes, from what I remember, yes.
Okay, and who gave you a ride there?
I don't remember his name, but he was a freshman in a fraternity, and he was their sobro. So basically, he was like sober the entire night, so he could give like friends and people rides home.
Okay, what kind of car was it?
I don't remember.
Okay, and about what time did you get to 1122 King?
So the timestamp of the last video I took at the other house was 11:54, and I was at King Road. The first thing I have at King Road was at 12:43 a.m.
And was that like off of a picture, a video, or a text, or what?
These are all videos that I have in my camera roll.
Okay.
Thank you guys for all being here, all of you.
And when you got to 1122 King, who was all home at the time?
I got to stop it every once in a while because I am trying to play the YouTube role game, but that starts to become a joke.
I was gonna ask you. What videos does she claim she has? What is she claiming right now? I got lost.
I don't know because I had to walk away for a phone call. I messaged you, but I don't think you've seen it.
I got the message.
So I just walked back over, so I completely missed anything that was just said. Sorry.
Okay, maybe chat.
Yeah,
will
maybe you
catch
guys
us up.
But thank you guys all for being here again. Here we go.
Not anyone that I remember. I can't remember if was already home or if she came home right after us.
Okay, so just so I have this right, if she wasn't home when you guys got there, she showed up like right afterwards?
Yes, because when we first got to King Road, to that house, I went straight into the bathroom on the main floor.
All right.
And then I'm pretty sure she came home right after we got there, but I can't be positive.
Was there anybody else home at the time?
I don't think so. If they were in their rooms. I was on the main floor the entire time I was there.
Okay, and I guess what I'm asking is if you saw or if you knew anybody else was there, and I understand that like we're kind of thinking back. So if you don't remember something, it's totally fine. Just be like, I can't remember what. And you're doing great. Just throwing that out there. It's totally fine to not remember something because you don't know what you don't know, right? So, yeah. So you guys got there around 12:43 in the morning there, or close to it at least. What'd you guys do?
So I went to the bathroom first thing when I got there, and then afterwards we went into the kitchen and started making popcorn. I was sitting on the ground playing with Murphy while I was making popcorn. And then after the popcorn was done, we went into the living room and started watching The Vampire Diaries. And that's all we did the entire time I was there.
Okay. Were you guys all pretty engaged? Like, were you watching Vampire Diaries? Was it like kind of chat while you're doing it? Were you guys all like playing on your phones, or just kind of just to kind of go over that with me?
I mean, I think we were like, I was like texting people a little bit while watching the movie.
Can you pause it?
We weren't really talking. It would just be like something small.
What's up?
Okay, I'm having weird flashbacks. Didn't at one point Olivia say that they were up all night watching Netflix and eating pizza?
Who? The
Olivia, like early on. I want to talk about like early on when we couldn't establish a timeline for Ethan and Santa. Didn't you say like Kylie and Maddie were up all night watching Netflix?
I remember something about Netflix. I just don't remember like what exactly it was. I mean, come on, I got menopause brain. I'm lucky I remember my date. So,
That's so
anybody else?
funny. Okay, so then she's claiming she was watching Vampire Diaries with who? Dylan.
Yes, and Bethany.
But I thought Bethany said she was watching Baby Daddy. What the hell?
Once she
Oh,
went down to her room, she was. But at first, when she was in the living room, she was watching it with Dylan and Lakeland.
okay, so Lakeland was there. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Welcome everybody coming in. Sorry, I don't see chat too often here. Thank you all for being here. Smash that like button. When Lakeland says I think is annoying, yeah, she says that a good bit. I agree with that one. Okay.
And I took a few pictures while we were on the couch. Like, I took some videos of the Vampire Diaries, like zooming in on a certain scene. And then I have a couple selfies with on the couch.
Oh my god.
I kind of jumped over something I wanted to talk about. When you guys got to the home, just so I'm clear here, and I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but when you guys got to 1122 King, to your knowledge, there was nobody inside.
Yes.
Okay. What door did you guys go through to get in the house?
The one with the keypad.
All right. And did you know the key code?
I did know it. Yes.
All right. When you guys went into the house, is it typical for you guys to shut the door behind you when you go inside?
Yes.
And when you guys are home, hey, well, I know it's not your home, of course, but like when you're all there hanging out and whatnot, do you guys typically keep the doors locked? Are you pretty secure, or is it kind of like, hey, this is a no? Like a lot of people kind of come and go, and it's open to come over here, have a few beers, or make a drink or something. Or what's kind of the vibe when you're there?
Yeah. So I know there is a few people that do have the door code. And with the sliding door, like every time I've been over, it's been unlocked.
So the slider's typically unlocked, and the front door it locks behind you, right? A door like that?
Yes, it locks behind you.
Okay. Do you know who all has the front key code?
I'm not sure who all has it. Xana gave it to me a couple weeks ago, just so I could let myself in, but I don't know who all has it.
Okay. And how long were you there watching movies? About what time did you leave?
So the last photo that I took there, the timestamp was 1:33 a.m. and then I have a picture of me at where I live at 2:19 a.m.
When you left there and went to when you left 1122 King, where'd you go from there?
I walked to
and that's your sorority?
Yes, and I live inside the sorority.
Okay, so that's
yeah.
And you went there on foot?
Yes.
How long does it take you to walk from the King Road address to your sorority?
Roughly about like 15 minutes.
Okay. And so just kind of going off these timestamps and doing some rudimentary mathematics here, that picture of you back at your sorority is at 2:19 in the morning. It takes about 15 minutes. So would you think you might have left around 2 from King?
Yes.
Okay. And I know we're not like trying to get it down to I'm just trying to get as close as we can kind of figure out to that. And
yeah.
Okay. And so the whole time you were there, did anybody else arrive home, or were you aware of anybody else in the house?
No, I wasn't aware of anyone else being home.
Okay. Whose dog is Murphy?
That would be Kaylee's dog.
So Murph seems kind of like a friendly pup. Is he pretty used to a lot of people coming over? And how is he with strangers?
Yeah, he's pretty. Yeah, he's a really sweet dog. I've never really heard him like bark or anything before, and typically when there's a lot of people over, he's usually put away. I'm assuming in Kaylee's room, but he's not running around.
Okay. When you guys got home, did anybody let Murphy out and like let him back in?
I'm pretty sure went and got him out of Kaylee's room. But again, I'm not 100% for sure. When I came out of the bathroom, Murphy was already in the kitchen.
Okay. Does everybody kind of share responsibility for letting Murphy out if Kaylee's not there?
I think so. I think Kaylee usually, like, if she knew someone was home, would probably like reach out and be like, "Hey, like, could you maybe let Murphy out?"
Okay. Let's see here. And
How did you feel about the dog? Did everyone in the house like the dog?
Yes, he's one of the sweetest dogs ever, and he like didn't bite. He had a lot of energy, so like sometimes he'd get kind of jumpy, and then like the girls would just be like, "Murphy, like, no, stay down." But other than that, like, no, they all really, really liked the dog.
And so when I know you guys were watching the movies and kind of hanging out and whatnot, what was your conversation like? What did you guys talk about typically at the house that night?
Kind of just what like we did during the day. Like, I wasn't with either one of them for a very long time. Or like I was with other people the entire day, so I was kind of just like telling them like something funny that happened. And I think that was kind of the same for them. They would just say something funny that like happened or they saw or heard.
Sure.
But I don't remember any specifics.
Okay. And when you left, did you leave through the slider or through that front door?
I went through the front door.
All right. And when you left and walked back to your sorority, did you see anybody outside on the road or anywhere? Did you see anybody when you walked home?
I didn't see anybody. A couple of cars drove by, but I didn't really pay much attention. But I didn't see anyone like walking or anything. It was pretty quiet walk home.
Do you remember what kind of cars you might have seen?
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I know it's kind of, you're not really trying to pay attention to that when you're walking home.
When people came and go from the house, it sounds like it's pretty typical they use the front door, but did people come through the back slider, like walk up around the house just to come in the slider?
Yeah, some people have before.
Okay.
Hold on, that sounded like there's two detectives. Are there two detectives there?
Yeah, there's two. I can't think. I know Officer Walker is one of them, but at the very beginning they do say like this is such and such, but I don't remember who that one is. Sorry.
Okay.
But yes, there are two interviewing her right now. It was an officer. It's like not a normal one. It was a strange one. That's why I don't remember it. But lucky I remember anything. So here we go.
I'm gonna start saying I have menopause brain just to blame my ADHD on anything. I'll be like, my man is on pause.
How do you want to send to you? She can just text to me. I would say see if she can just send those contact infos to you then. Yeah. And then the pictures.
Okay. Is there anything else about that night that I haven't asked about, or that you think I should know, or might need to be aware of?
Not that I can think of. I mean, that's pretty much everything that happened that night. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would help.
Okay.
And then I know this sounds like an obvious question because you tell us if you knew, but if you had to think of someone you've seen around campus, someone that's been around, anything like that that could do something like this or would do something like this, is there anyone like that that you can think? And I understand you may not know their name, but just someone you may have seen in the last you've been going to school, or I guess you've been going to school here. Anybody like that come to mind?
No, I can't really think of anyone. And I've just been hearing so many things too about like people speculating. So I don't think I can't think of anyone that would be like involved with this.
Did you ever hear from any of the girls that lived there? Did you ever hear them talk about kind of a creepy guy, someone who made them feel uncomfortable, or anyone who?
Bitch, ask her about the speculation. Why isn't he digging more into that?
I didn't hear any of them talk about anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As of right now, that's kind of the conversation that we needed to have with you.
Okay.
It is absolutely possible because of how close you were to these people and you were there that night. We might have some follow-up questions for you once I kind of give all this information to our other detectives and stuff and we talk about it. So somebody will probably be reaching out to you again and like, hey, let's talk about this a little bit more, or hey, do you remember this, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? I know it's not easy to talk about all this.
It might be Lanier.
The more we know and the more we can learn, the better chance we have of bringing this to an end. You know, what I'm going to ask: do you have an iPhone?
Yeah, I have an iPhone.
Okay, perfect. Can you send me the contact cards you have for and
Yes.
Yeah.
What did he say? I almost heard Jack. I almost heard Connor. Oh, unless I'm tripping.
But I can send you the ones that I do have.
Yeah, that'd be great. Can you do that right now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
They were whispering there. That was weird.
And it's just to this number?
Yep, just this number.
Okay.
Right? There is another interview, so maybe they follow up with stuff. I don't know. I haven't watched them yet.
Social media or number or anything?
I just have him on social media.
He should have pressed her on the speculation. Like, what is everyone speculating?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then those pins for those houses.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, we heard about pictures she took, but we never heard about videos.
Your number right now.
Okay. This is it's my work cell, so like if anything comes up or if you remember anything, like you can text or call this at any point. If I don't answer, I return calls as fast as I can, especially in this instance. So yeah, this is you can 24/7. If something comes up, you can contact us.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like the only phone number I have is.
Okay, that's fine. You said they're all students.
Do you want the social
Yes.
media that she has? Just so we have their
We
name.
can get it through sorority.
I can send you all their social medias if you want.
Yeah, that would actually be great because then I can try to get in touch with people in a lot of different capacities. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to see them photos too. But of course, we can't. This is Lakeland's first interview, SRB. We got another one too.
sent the last social media.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the last thing I'm going to ask you to do is, can you send me like literally every picture or video that you took the entire night, like starting from the party house? And I understand a lot of these are probably going to be like goofy pictures and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fine. You'd be amazed what kind of things can help us from gathering data like that.
I would love to see those pictures.
Especially the ones
Me
that were
too.
at 1122 King.
And that party.
So
Were they supposedly at that party together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if it's of like a very personal or private nature, and that's not exactly what I'm going for here. It's mostly like you and your activities. You know what I mean?
SRB, I'm gonna, once we're done here, I will just drop them raw like I always do. So, you know what I mean? So you don't have to listen to us talking and everything else. So I just wanted to watch them with everybody. So, but then once I'm done, I'll drop them all. We got these ones. We got one of Jack Showalter. We got the Braden Jensen interview. We got 2 Lakelands, and we got the Chicken Boy one. So
Chicken Boy? Who's that?
it goes by AA in the report. He's the one that cut his hand, and he said he cut it on chicken, but then his friends said they thought it was on a window.
Oh, gotcha. Chicken Boy. Gotcha.
So I call him Chicken Boy because his initials are AA. I believe his name is Austin L. Getra. I forget how you say his last name, but I have a picture of him and that I'll put up when I post it raw for everybody to see. But I hate talking, and I like to just sit and watch a video the whole way through. So that's why I drop them like I do afterwards, so everybody can watch them and do whatever you want with them after that.
Yes. Okay.
And understand we're not.
Me too,
concerned with
SRB.
people being in trouble for anything else, because we understand there's going to be underage kids and other active. We need to see some of all those things to put the bigger picture together.
Yeah, I bet whenever I meant to start the conversation, but actually I'm glad he brought that up, because we fully expect that there's going to be like, I don't know, people under 21 drinking or like weed. We literally don't care. What we're investigating obviously is that's just not what we're not worried about that at all. So please don't let that stop you or anyone else from like, you know, getting to something that we can use.
Okay.
Wait till you see his hand. It's all wrapped up to SRB.
Okay, I'm sending the photos right now. So they should show up here in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sending them in a group?
Pocket knife?
Or like in a like 3 or more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, they said they're delivered.
It's kind of messed up what she said about Ethan.
Let me verify I got all these. Actually, I know it might be kind of a pain. Would you mind sending them individually, just in case?
Yeah.
In case the iCloud link kind of gets corrupted or whatever, I have the individual picture that I can just save right off my phone. Could you just do that?
Yes, I
Okay.
can do that really.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, it might just take me a second, but
Yeah, totally fine.
Oh, you made me a mod. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're all welcome. I just dropped the links. Don't mean anything. They're just there in case somebody wants to. You know, I'm not monetized. You know, the whole spiel. The only thing I make is what you guys send in donations. So everything is greatly appreciated, but I don't expect it. After we're done with this, do you just want to go into the second one of hers? or do we want to watch Chicken Boy next and then go back to her?
Okay, I just sent.
Let me know in chat.
Okay, I think I got them all. There's one. A couple I remember.
Yeah, we'll let chat decide.
Yeah.
After you left, around 2:00 or whenever it was on that Saturday morning, or Sunday morning. I'm sorry, early Sunday morning. After you left, how long was it before you heard from either? Or again?
It was after we got the vandal alert, because I was trying to get a hold of everyone to see if everyone was okay. So that was the lot. That was the only time I contacted them after I left the house.
Okay, so, and was it them texting you or was it you texting them?
I tried calling them and they didn't answer, so I texted a group chat that my sorority uses, and replied to the group chat saying that her.
So there's a group chat. There's a group chat among them.
Really straight from.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Kayla's interview.
And then, did you at any point on Saturday night, did you text, call, FaceTime, Snap, whatever, anybody else that would have been at that house?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. I think for real this time that's all I have to ask about.
Okay.
Just please remember to drop us those pins of those two houses. And is there? I always ask this before I go, or I always say this before I let someone go. A lot of times we call people and pretty quick, like, oh yeah, I was waiting for you to call me. I think I have some stuff that might be helpful. Like we're trying to get a hold of a lot of people, but if you know anybody or if you've heard anybody say, yeah, I'm waiting for the police to call because I think I have something they could use, please reach out to them and have them call the tip line or my number or Moscow Police or literally anything, because we're working through a pretty large amount of people to talk to and stuff, and we know there's stuff out there that people have to say. But if they can kind of reach out and kind of direct us to who we need to talk to first, that is really, really helpful.
I believe Krillo said she was wondering if you guys were going to call her or something, so I can let her know.
Okay. Yeah. If you have her on social media too, if you could.
Who was wondering?
My number
Who?
or get her phone
I
number,
don't
give it
know.
to me, and I can call her. So we can get put in touch that way. That'd be really helpful. So if there's nothing else, well, is there anything else you think I should know about anything we talked about, or even not?
I can't think of anything right now, but if something comes to mind, I'll definitely give you a call.
Okay.
But right now, I don't think I have anything else I can think of.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for talking to us. We'll probably reach out to you again at some point, and we're working as hard as we can.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
All right. Yep. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
See you.
Yep.
All right, that was a phone interview with. We had called her to try to set up an interview. She was not available, so we ended up doing it over the phone. That's why the audio started a little late. It's in relation to D22-30. It is.
Oh, sorry. Hi. It's funny because this phone interview sounded the most clear compared to the other recordings we've heard.
Yeah, I agree with that one. And I think when at the beginning they said it was like Ron, that was the other guy's name. I might be completely wrong, but I know at the beginning it does say who the other officer was in the interview. So I think we'll just go ahead and go with the other Lakeland so we can get both of hers out. And then,
Okay.
Then we'll do Chicken Boy, I guess.
What she said about Ethan rubbed me the wrong way. These kids, don't hesitate to throw Ethan under the bus or to make him
Right?
look a certain way, because she was like, oh, yeah, he had his apartment, but he didn't have Wi-Fi, so he was always with Santa. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, exactly. I thought that too. Hold up. I'm trying to get this other video. Okay. I hate all this sharing crap. There, it's there. Okay, this is, it says ISP Walker, audio only, interview with Lakeland, second interview, December 4th, 2022. So, stupid thing.
Yeah, you just have a seat here.
No, Chicken Boy is it's wrote as AA is Chicken Boy. I think his name is Austin. Translucent, to answer your question. Thank
I
you.
think that was on.
Yeah, it's Austin.
I have November 19th.
It's a weird last name.
Yeah, sounds about right. So basically,
Oh wow, there's a lot of people that I have not seen in a cool minute in your chat.
like really confirm. When you were, well, back up. We were trying to go off timestamps on pictures when you left.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to try to get down as close as we can to when you got there and when you left there.
Okay.
So we can start with that.
Okay.
We were going off like pictures and video timestamps.
Mhm.
What do you? Can you go to the
Yeah,
picture, the first one you have there,
Yeah.
or I guess the last one you had anywhere else?
Yeah. Yeah. So the last video that I had, it was at that's the one that's on TikTok. The time of the last thing I had from there is 11:54 p.m.
Okay. What I'd like to do, I know you send them all to me and I can pull the metadata. But I just want to look at the time frame and write them down like verbatim if that's cool.
Yeah.
Because can you go to the last one you have before you went to
Yeah.
whatever that would have been?
Before I went there, this was the last thing.
Okay, and what's happening here?
My friend here.
Okay. Does she work in the shop?
No, that's at a frat house.
I was gonna say, it almost looks like with the gloves and stuff.
Yeah, no, she
Okay.
she tends to do that. So.
1 second here. So the last at least picture with whatever you have is 6:41 p.m. before you would go to. Okay, and who did you go there initially by yourself, or did you go with anybody there?
I went with a couple people.
Okay. Did you ride there together or walk, or how'd that?
Yeah,
transpire?
we had a ride there.
Okay, who went with you in the ride there?
It was
In the ride on the way
in the
there?
car, yeah.
Okay.
And then Jack was the one that drove us.
You know his last name?
It's
Okay. I just kind of got ahead of myself. How are you doing?
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, as good as I could.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you going back to school?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing the remote thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Are a lot of the people from your classes and stuff doing the same thing?
I think so. Yeah. There's like a good chunk of people in like all my classes are.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
they're doing like the Zoom option
Sure.
and stuff. So.
You stay pretty close touch with like, you're in a sorority, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in. That's right.
Yeah.
You stay in touch with all those people pretty frequently. Is everyone kind of feeling the same way? Like,
Good morning, woke
the
up.
remote thing.
Yeah, there's like some girls from our sorority that are there, and like chose to go back because just like they find like
Hello.
See, like,
Okay.
it's cool. But yeah, I'd say like it's like half and half between like the girls that stayed home and the ones that went back to Moscow.
All right. This one was close. There's drove, and then could you pull that back up?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so right here, and this is the first one you took at the party.
Yes, I believe.
Is that 644?
Or wait. No, this is still at the frat house.
Okay.
This and then this was the first one.
That was the first one there. Okay.
Okay, so sorry. I have that.
That's all right. So that's about 10:35. When you got to, I know we discussed kind of who was there for that, but do you remember who was there right when you got there?
I first got there. I know Ken was. There really wasn't many people there when we got there.
Okay.
She's in the Pi Beta, the same as the
Yeah.
Bill and them.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think we were some of the first people that got there.
Okay. And you were there until close to midnight-ish?
Yeah.
Probably?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turn off on this.
Welcome everybody coming in. Thank
I can
you.
pull the metadata off the pictures. I will later. It's just easy to.
Mhm.
Is this
Yes.
getting iced? What was that?
Yeah.
That's
That's
okay.
her house. I think it's just this.
We've all been there.
Hello, Ro. Taking a break, huh? I had to.
Yeah.
Last 3 weeks,
I'm
well,
sure.
we've seen on your stuff, so don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Who's
I don't know who that is, but other people seem to know him. I
Should be a good dancer, huh?
guess, yeah. I just met him that night, but I don't remember what his name was.
my knees would have given out if I tried to do that?
Yeah.
So that's at Kim's house.
Yes. And that is at like Santa's house.
So this is okay.
That
And,
is,
and it, what is this? Is this specifically of their room?
this is the bathroom on the second floor.
Okay, that's because right when you got there, you went to the
I
bathroom,
went to
right?
the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the context of that? Like, there's just clothes on the floor.
I think I think it was Ethan's clothes, and I just like was confused as to why he was just on the floor. But
Okay, so that's so you got right there. You went right to the bathroom, right? So that's
Mhm.
probably pretty close to when you got there. Then about
Yes.
right? Okay, cool. I thought so. And there's some stuff that I've already obviously asked you about, and
Mhm.
making sure everything's dialed in because.
Welcome everybody that's coming in or just lurking and listening. Thank you all for being here. This is Lakeland's second interview.
You stay in touch with Dylan and Beth?
yeah, I was actually just with them this weekend because we went to the memorial on Friday together, and then Xana's celebration of life on Saturday.
Where was that at?
They're both in
Thought so. How are they doing?
they're doing okay, I think. They're just as much as they can right now.
Yeah.
They seem to be doing a little bit better than like a couple weeks ago.
You're welcome, Danger Zone.
What have you heard, like, kind of like, just since first time, I guess, that I think you talked to, you guys talked the first time.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything different, or what's the hubbub? What's the going and opinions and stuff.
I mean, everyone's just kind of like has their own theories, kind of thing. I mean, I don't know, a lot of, or like some of my close friends like think it's the food truck guy, and like, that's kind of just like what all my
The
friends
one in the Twitch video.
Mhm, yeah.
So Shoalwater.
But yeah, like they don't really like talking about any of this, so it's like I haven't heard anything from them about it. Like we try not to talk about it just because it's kind of hard.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
There's just so many like things flying around, so like
Yeah. Well, everybody's got an opinion, so.
yeah.
So was she tired and went to sleep, or did she like pass out?
No, she was like kind of like dozing off, getting ready to go to bed, and then they like told me I could stay the night, and I thought about it, but then I was like, I kind of just want to go home and go to bed, so like that's when I was home. That's in my room. So then I just walked home after that, and I think she was getting up and getting ready to like go to bed.
What I keep thinking about is, remember Dylan said that they left the party and her and Lakeland went over to 1122. That Lakeland was so drunk they had to have a sobro to bring them over. But it seems like Lakeland seems to be remembering everything, isn't she? But Dylan can't remember nothing. Yeah. Like I don't know. I
wonder whose idea it was to tell Dylan to act like she didn't remember it, because
yeah.
Dylan, when the police barely got there, was spilling all the beans. I heard everything. You can hear everything.
Yep.
It went from that to like she didn't hear shit.
Yep. All of a sudden, she don't remember. She don't know if it's real. She don't know if it was a dream. She don't know nothing. But Lakeland seems to know everything right now. And she was the one that was so drunk they had to get an Uber for. So yeah, something's fishy.
Because the funny thing is, you can be drunk as hell and still remember everything. I'm like, but she's trying to claim she was like blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
That's what doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right. And then Lakeland leaves and walks, 10 minutes home, and that's so she couldn't have been too damn drunk. So
Yeah.
something's just more shit to add to the story, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And then who's supposedly ordered food? Santa, right? Oh yeah, but wasn't she with Ethan at a place that they had food, or no?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then while I was in the bathroom, she went upstairs to go get Murphy, the dog, to let him out. And then we were in the kitchen making popcorn, and then we were on the couch, started watching Vampire Diaries, and that's about like when I got home, probably like 10-15 minutes after
you guys
we got there. Yeah, because we were on the couch already watching the Vampire Diaries.
Okay, so you guys have made popcorn and we're just hanging out. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Brady said this at the beginning.
Lucy.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. We don't care about underage drinking. We don't care about drugs. Like, we don't care.
Okay.
None of that matters. You're not going to get in trouble for like, oh yeah, I used this drug, or I was drinking that night, or whatever.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. What's up? I'm Jen.
So, like, I know you guys made some popcorn. Were you guys drinking beers, or I know you'd been drinking earlier in the night, right?
No. After I got back to the house, I stopped drinking.
After you left 427.
Yes.
Okay. Was still drinking alcohol or using drugs or anything?
No, not when we got back to her house.
Okay. How as far as Dylan and you go, like how drunk or intoxicated you guys are? Like 10 being like completely passed out on the floor, like no idea.
I'd say we were both probably about maybe like a 6 or 7.
Okay. So definitely feeling good.
Yeah, I think I might have been a little bit more drunk than she was, because I was kind of drinking a little bit throughout the day.
Yeah.
It was a game day. Yeah, I think I might have been a little more drunk than she was.
Okay. But I just wanted to like
Yeah.
gauge like, no, we weren't drinking at all, or we haven't
Oh,
been
no.
drinking at all, or we were drinking, or but just a little bit, or we were completely shit housed. Like,
No, yeah, like I remember everything, so like I didn't like black out or like anything like that.
okay.
I guess that answered our question, huh?
No, there was.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. Okay, I kind of like her. She distinguishes being drunk and blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
So that's her pretty much saying this bitch should fucking remember.
Yep.
Friday because we had our sorority formal and there was
Yeah, there was
quite
a party there the night before. Right?
yeah, and like sometimes they don't really like clean up necessarily the day after. They usually wait till like the weekend's over.
So a lot of those beer cans and the beer pong tables set up and all that stuff was like left over kind of from Friday night.
I would assume so. I mean, I wasn't there during the day Saturday, so I don't know if like people were over then. Because typically, like, because there was like this like frat party, and like typically like people like pre-game it. So I don't know if like people were over earlier, like pre-gaming this party, then people went over, or because I didn't go to that.
No, I'm assuming you've been over to the house quite a few times. So like that table that was set up with all the beer pong, like is that like the beer pong table? Like, is it always there, or does it like get moved somewhere else?
It usually gets moved. So like on that Friday, when we had our formal, it was in the kitchen.
Oh.
And then Saturday when I got there, it was in the living room.
Okay.
So I think it frequently gets kind of moved. And it also used to be kept outside, like when it was nicer out.
So it's just a straight up beer pong.
It's it's not used for really anything else.
Not a dinner table. It's
No.
it's literally just a drinking beer pong.
It is, yeah.
On Friday when you were over there, what time was the what'd you call it?
The formal. So we had to be at our sorority by 7:00. So we all left between like 6:30 to 6:45.
Okay. And do you know if like the party continued on Friday night from there, or?
I'm not completely sure because I know like Xana and Ethan, they didn't go to the sorority formal, so I don't know if other people went over after we left.
Okay.
But
so possible, but
it's possible, yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't go back there after I left to go to the formal at 7.
I don't think so, SRB.
Sorry, I got a little.
No, it's okay, man. And so the whole time you were there on Saturday, or let me back up. Saturday night you weren't there until late, actually early Sunday morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you were there for, let's see here, about 12:40 ish is when you get there, right? Or because you went right to the bathroom, and then you're there until almost 2:00. I want to say right around there. Okay. What made you go home?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's because like I just wanted like food. Because I went home and I like right away made that bagel, and also like usually when I stayed at their house before a couple times, like just when I didn't want to go home, I usually slept like in the bedroom downstairs, like the empty one.
Yeah.
And it's not very comfortable, so I think I just like was like I'm just gonna go home.
Just ready to be done.
Yeah.
Was that Snapchat? Was that of the bagel?
Yes,
that
was.
Did you drop on? I'm guessing you
Yeah,
dropped
I
it or
dropped
something.
it on the
Okay.
floor and I had cream cheese everywhere.
So I think you said it took about how long does it take to get home from?
It's about 15 minutes.
Okay. And then I know I'm asking to go back to then and like think about when you made a bagel, but so you get home, do you immediately make the bagel? Is that like the first thing
Yeah,
you do?
because I had the bagels and cream cheese in my room.
Okay.
So I walked straight up to my room and then because I live in a sorority, I was on the 3rd floor. And I grabbed a bagel and then there's a toaster like in our house. So I didn't have to like go down to the kitchen or anything.
Okay. So that I think was a 2:19. I want to see could you look it up real quick?
Yeah. And I had already like taken
So within like 5 minutes
Of getting home is when you get that.
Yeah.
Okay. And before And you were on the main level the whole time you were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Watching.
Yeah,
aside from when you went up the stairs and then left.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time you were there, like nobody else was home that you knew of, right?
Mm-hmm. Not that I knew of.
And you left before any of the other four got home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay.
And I didn't like pass them like when I was going down the road or anything.
Okay. Yeah, we're just, I mean, like I said before, the closer we can get to like
Mm-hmm.
minutes of how this kind of played out, you know, is
Yeah.
what we're kind of going for here. When you were at and then came there, what did you have with you? Like, did you have a purse or a backpack
I
or
had
like
a backpack.
anything? Okay. And did you take that with you when you left?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything, at some point, obviously we're gonna have to go through the house and figure out
Mm-hmm.
what belongs to. Is there anything in the house that like belongs to you that you live there in the past or anything like that?
Yeah, the only thing I left a green water bottle in Zana's car, the blue one, and then there should be like one of my sorority sweatshirts like in Zana's closet or something that I let her borrow
Okay.
over like a month.
But nothing like,
No,
I've
nothing
got,
like no, just like
I've got 2 TVs and an Xbox.
no.
Okay.
It's just like clothes and just like little.
Welcome, Jeff. Good to see you.
And you probably don't know this, but is there anything like, is there other stuff that is in the house that you know of that doesn't belong to anybody that lives there?
No, I thought she was there too when BF got home.
Not that I can think of now.
I noticed, obviously, going there, there's a lot of different types of like alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Hard alcohol is a lot of like White Claw stuff, but there's also different beers and stuff like that. Like, do you know who drinks what? Like, what they're like? Oh, this person they drink this all the time. This person they drink this all the time.
Mainly just like my close friends is really like I know like I drink white like like Santa used to drink White Claw sometimes. Like she switched between different things. Ethan, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, that's all I can think of.
That's fine. Some people are like, oh, that guy, Coors Original, he doesn't drink anything but the Buckskins. You know what I mean? Like,
Most of our friends kind of drink whatever they can get.
okay. And then on top of that, like kind of going back into, like, we're on the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to dissect people's relationships and understand, like you know, to get this whole picture. As you can imagine, this is probably like just insane with the amount of
In person, danger zone.
and relationships and communication. And we understand also in college, like there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of drugs, like, and those things can kind of muddy the water.
Yeah.
Especially when we're trying to understand from the outside in, like how is this machine, if you think it, how is it moving, how are the cogs working, right? Because you start talking about the difficult things like sex and underage drinking and drug use and stuff like that, people they kind of eke up, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we have to, you know, we can't let that get in the way of like, understanding how that works. So I'll bring that up because, like I said, like we don't care. We don't care about drugs. We don't care. We need to know about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from my understanding, there is quite a bit of drug use and potentially some maybe in that house. Do you know anything about that?
No, I know that.
Nobody's gonna get in trouble. Like,
No,
nobody's
yeah.
gonna get in trouble. That is not what this is about.
The only thing I could think of is that like Xana and Ethan like they sometimes like would smoke weed. I don't know if either of them like had like I don't know like a dab pen or like anything like that, but I know like occasionally they would because like last year they would sometimes.
Okay.
But I can't think of any of the other ones that.
Well, like at parties and stuff, it wasn't like the hey, pass the 4-foot bong around the room. Well,
No.
Everybody's getting rips.
No.
Not that type of.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. He keeps saying quite a bit of drug use in this house, and we know of this drug use, but I have not heard one kid really come out and say, like how quite a bit of drug use on, like they're saying, okay, he smoked a little bit of weed, or maybe they did a little Adderall here and there or something. I don't consider that quite a bit of drug use, and I don't really consider that a rug house either. You know what I mean? That's just normal college kids. That ain't like heavy stuff.
She could probably be meaning like smoking pot. You
Yeah.
know,
But I
I
mean,
feel like these cops don't realize that the generations like from my I'm not sure like if you partied back in the day, but
yeah.
I guess they're considered light partying and then hardcore fucking drugs.
Well,
And
that's what I mean. I don't consider it a hardcore drug house. If they're just smoking some weed or they're just doing some Adderall here and there, that's not a drug house. Like what that?
yeah,
Yeah, no, if there was the heavy stuff that, we know Emma and them were doing around and that, then yeah. But I have not heard one kid so far say anything other than a little bit of alcohol, some weed, and maybe some Adderall. But that's it.
right.
Yeah, it's like he knows something. He's pushing a narrative to try to get somebody to say that. I don't know. This is not the first time it's irritated me to hear them
I
say.
wonder at what point did they throw Ethan under the bus? Because I feel like they're trying to follow a certain narrative. And also, what I found weird about what this Christopher guy said, how the way Ethan was found, it looked like it was a murder suicide.
Yep. Yep.
And that was the exact conversation that the cops were having on body cam when they were
Uh-huh.
retrieving the bodies.
Yes.
Hey, shut up.
You're right, SRB. Them are fairly common party uses. So I don't consider that this big drug house that they're making it sound like that place was. If there was, I want to hear about it, but I've not heard one kid say, oh, yeah, they were into the hard stuff, or yeah, they sold it to everybody, or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So why are they keep pushing this narrative that I don't see it, but I don't know. But I'm just more stuff that we probably don't know the truth behind. So
And it's funny because they still had that doubt even after the fact. Dylan told them that some guy was in there at 4 a.m. So when those cops were like retrieving the body, it was the video where the freaking coroner's like, "Do you guys want a souvenir?"
yeah, that one.
And the guys going over what Dylan had told them, they said that they still felt like they didn't know if they could rule it a suicide,
Yeah.
murder suicide. Yeah, yeah. So even then, they still had doubts of what Dylan was telling them.
Yep. Yeah. Weird.
Santa and Ethan were dating. Do you know any? I mean, were they completely exclusive to each other? Did you ever hear if there was any like, oh, maybe she cheated on him, or he cheated on her, or like, was there any different kind of love interest that different people like? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that they were pretty exclusive to each other. Like once they actually made it official last spring that they were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because over the course of last year, last school year, Xana and another guy named they kind of had a little thing going on. They took each other to their sorority and fraternity formals.
Mason.
And that was
Zana.
Zana.
Yeah.
That was prior to
That was.
her and Ethan officially dating.
Oh yeah. But that's the only because Zana never really had a boyfriend or anything before. I know her and Nick kind of liked each other and their whole thing was kind of off and on. And then her and Ethan started hanging out more last year, and then they started dating this last spring.
Okay.
But I haven't heard anything with them cheating on each other.
Okay, so nothing. Were they?
Welcome, Karmic.
Were they on and off until broke up this week, back together this week, next week?
I never heard anything of them getting in like a big fight and like taking a break from each other. And
Yeah.
like they had their like little small things, but like they never like broke up with each other. It wasn't like an on and off kind of thing.
And then as far as a boyfriend,
Mhm.
right?
I do remember the snow thing being mentioned a few times. You are right on that one.
Mhm.
What about like, is that, are they doing a long distance
Yeah,
thing? Or
yeah, they're doing long distance. They've been dating for about 2 years. They did long distance all last year, and then also like the beginning of this year.
Okay.
As far as I know, they're like really good. Like, she hasn't told me about like any major fights or anything.
You're
that's happened,
welcome,
but she'll tell
Karmik.
me- She'll tell me when she gets like annoyed with him, like over
Yeah.
like message or something. But as far as I know, like they've been good and like nothing's happened there.
Okay. And as far as like other boys or other girls, like has she ever mentioned, oh, you know, this one time he cheated on me or whatever I think he did, or like the other way around, you know, if she's ever cheated on him, and does he know about it or does he not know about it?
Yeah.
Do you know any of that stuff?
I've never heard her say anything about like him cheating or her being like suspicious of anything.
Yeah.
But she did tell me like at some point last year, one of our sorority sisters like texted and told him that Dylan cheated on him at like a party or something.
Okay.
Which is weird because Dylan wasn't friends with that sorority girl. So,
Okay.
but that's the only thing that I ever heard of was that a girl in my sorority texted and said that like Dylan cheated on him.
Okay. But that was completely untrue, or
Yeah,
you,
it was-
you don't
yeah.
know, or
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's untrue. I mean, I was like, Dylan told me like it wasn't true and like it was made up, and like
Okay.
knowing the girl that said it,
wouldn't surprise
it
you.
wouldn't
That
surprise
was-
me. Yeah.
Okay. Does not have a boyfriend, correct? Okay. You don't. I mean, what's her?
Here we go with these stupid. Oh,
She took him to our sorority formal on that Friday.
Okay, so maybe kind of potentially establishing a little bit of a.
Yeah, like I think like they kind of had like feelings for each other, but there was no like official label or anything
Yeah.
on it. They were just kind of like hanging out.
I agree, Karmik.
Okay. And do you know? Would she usually spend the night at their place, or did people come over to her house because they like this? Sorry, what's his name? A fraternity or what?
Yeah, he's in a fraternity. Yeah.
Okay, so is he in a house or is he off campus?
No, he lives in the house.
Okay, so does he come over to? Do you know if he would come over to her place more often because she's off campus, has her own?
Yeah, he would typically go over to her house.
Okay. Kaylee. Do you know anything about her relationship? I don't know how. I know you talked to
No,
her. Like,
yeah, no, not really. Cause I didn't meet Kaylee until the beginning of this school year when
Okay.
she was living with all of them. Cause like last year I didn't go to their house a bunch because it was like older girls. I wasn't really friends with them. But then after like Dylan and Xana moved in this year, like I started being there way more. And that's kind of how I met Kaylee. But I don't really know much about like her relationship with
Okay.
anyone.
and same with Maddie, or you do know Maddie better?
Maybe just a little bit more. Like I've been around Maddie more, I think, like especially like last year. Like we'd always be at the same place and stuff. And
Yeah.
like I've met her boyfriend Jim before.
Okay.
And I saw him this school year when he came up to visit on like homecoming or like alumni weekend.
Okay. I think that's.
Did either one of them, Kaylee or Maddie, did they? I guess did you hear from like anything about Kaylee or Maddie like having a side piece or kind of doing their own thing, or like was any of that gossip like relayed to you, or did it ever happen?
No, and I don't like even if something like that like did happen, I don't think. Oh, actually, no. I did hear that last spring break, Maddie kissed a boy on their like Mexico trip.
Okay. How'd that? I guess let's talk about that. Would you?
So it was Dad told me this was like last year though when it happened. That Maddie kissed a guy named on that spring break trip. But I don't know if like Jake found out about it or not. But
Did that lead to some drama?
Not that I know of. Like I didn't hear anything after that. She just told me that like, oh, like I heard that like Maddie kissed this guy like on their spring break trip in Mexico.
Did they
Went on the spring break trip? Like, is that a whole sorority that went, or like a group of like 30 people, 10 people?
I think it was like a bigger group and like people from like different like fraternities and sororities like on our campus. I do know that was on that Mexico trip though.
Okay.
But and then like was the one that she kissed, but I can't like exactly remember who was all on that trip.
How does he fit into knowing them? Is he in a sorority or fraternity?
He used to. He's in the house, which is where Jim was in before he graduated.
Okay. Do you know him?
Scully, they went on a Mexican trip. It was like a spring break or something that they all went to Mexico on, and that's when that happened with Maddie and that.
So is there a kiss that happened on this trip that was causing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Maddie kissed him, and it became an issue. But I don't know. They talked about it, but I'm like her. I don't know if Jake actually ever found out that she kissed that guy or what. So
Yeah, because I heard rumors about Mexico like years ago.
yeah. Okay.
I've been around him a couple times last year, like at a party or something, but I never really like had a conversation with him. It was more like a hey and like give each other a hug kind of thing.
Okay.
Were they? So is Colin like friends?
I would think so. I'm not exactly sure because they were in the same fraternity together, but I don't know like if.
You're assuming that they kind of that he knows.
There's TikToks of the trip, I believe.
Some sort of friends or something.
Yeah.
But you're not really. I'm sorry. I'm just.
No,
I'm
yeah, like I
speaking out
guess,
loud,
yeah, I'm not
trying
like
to
100% sure, but
understand. So.
yeah.
Okay.
Was that like a one-time thing, or did he kind of like keep trying to come back or come around the house or communicate, or would you even know?
I wouldn't know. I just heard that one thing, and then I never heard anything else after that. So
I have it the whole way up. Sorry.
What about Kaylee? I know she'd recently broken up. Was there? I guess were you made aware of any, or did anyone tell you about her ever cheating on her boyfriend, or her going through a phase, or doing her own thing for a little while?
No.
Okay. Did you know who she was? Didn't she start dating after she broke up with her ex?
Like dating a new guy?
Yeah. Or was she hanging out with somebody? Was she? I shouldn't ask. Was she? Do you know if she was?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Or I'm not sure. I wasn't very close with Kaylee, and like usually when I was over there, like there was multiple people there, so like I don't know if she was like specifically hanging out with one person.
Yeah. It's interesting, or it was coincidental because I was actually going to ask you about if something happened over Parents' Weekend that might have happened with your mom in the trailer. Did you hear about anything like somebody getting rowdy and like getting asked to leave?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was a guy, he's my friend, but he was like really drunk and he was like kind of like saying stuff to like some of the other parents in the trailer, and then he went up to one of the moms and like not really like hit her hard, but like with an empty plastic water bottle and kind of like hit her on the top of the head.
Okay.
And then he was asked, like, my mom like asked him to like.
And this was a student.
Yes.
Okay.
Who was that?
It's.
And was that like add a character for him, or like just?
I mean, he's usually kind of like an asshole, especially like when he's drunk. And like I know he's like gotten like kind of like physically like rowdy before. So I wouldn't say it's like out of the ordinary.
And were you there? Like, you watched this happen or whatnot? Or
I watched him hit the mom in the head with the water bottle, but then I heard from like other people that like he was like kind of like saying like comments or something to the parents. But then like I was there, like I was watching like when my mom like asked him to leave and like he got out of the trailer and.
You can send me the info if you want. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, but behind Jack D's place on Walena around 4 a.m.
Okay, give us 1 sec.
This chiclet gums.
a bottle of water or soda? Yeah, let me see if I can track that one.
Yeah, she does. She seems pretty upfront. But again, like somebody just said, another person who just doesn't really know who Kaylee is. Kaylee, not too many people seem to have known who Kaylee was. I was wondering that too. Who's she talking about? I hate these redactions. Here we go. Another long one. When I edit, like when I go to put this out and I drop it raw, when I put it through the editor, I can up the volume some, but here I have it maxed out. So I'll try to up the volume when I go to put it out and see if we can pick up on even a beginning of a name that she's saying.
True.
Right now, she was just who she was talking about. I don't know who it was. Oh my gosh, here we go. Another freaking 5-minute redaction. Are you kidding me? Here we go.
Be laughing if you get a recording and it's like 95% redacted.
And for the price, it's ridiculous.
Fuck, dude, I feel so bad.
This is crazy. Yeah,
They're really milking this freaking case.
yeah. Yeah, nobody knows her, right? SRB, isn't it strange? Yeah, the book does remove the redactions on certain parts. So I already thought that once we listen to this, maybe in the book and, between both of them, we can get some names figured out. But who knows? Is there an interview part from JD who knows her? Not that I've heard of. I mean, I have Showalter's interview still, but I haven't heard anybody really talk about Lakeland besides Dylan. I mean, a few mentioned her, but my goodness, it's still redacted. This is ridiculous. Yeah.
I've never heard these names. You got Dylan, you got Lakeland, you got Ashland.
Yep. Well, the book drops a lot of names I didn't know of, like this Sky Speck or whatever. I forget what her name was now. Like I think I might have heard of her before, but it didn't stick in my head until the book. Yeah, there's a lot of names in that book that I never heard of.
Also, the book drops a lot of names.
Yeah, the book drops a lot that's not redacted.
Okay.
Yep. Anything he puts out, if he puts out a report, it's not redacted in his book. You get all the names. Come on. Come on. I know I watched like 90% of the Chicken Boys interview, and at least his really isn't like this. I mean, we get to see him. There's footage of him. Well, his face is blurred, but I mean, they redact a couple things, but this is ridiculous. This is minutes and minutes of redactions on something that you charged me $250 just pretty much for Lakeland stuff.
I'm like, if they went as far as redacting, why don't they just clip it out
Yeah, exactly.
and then keep like an index of how much was clipped out, and then just be like redacted?
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is just. Oh. Well, at least you know when I drop it raw and you go to watch it, you can skip through a good portion at this point. This is crazy. I might even remove it. Who knows? Exactly. It does, Becky. 100% it does. This is why we get called conspiracy theorist and everything else out there, is this reason right here. If you would just not redact the stuff and let us hear it like normal cases do, then maybe we all wouldn't, speculate as much as we do.
Yep.
But the more you hide, of course, the more we're going to think things. And this is just absolutely ridiculous. And I know the minute
They
I
look.
go,
Did they even look? Did they even look into the 30 football players that she was claiming that will show up unannounced or uninvited?
I'm not that I know of, but I'll ask Connor to see if he knows of it, because me and Connor usually work together and grabbing lists and stuff that we can FOIA, and I'll see if he knows about that. But I don't think so. To my knowledge, nothing about the football players was done. And you would think they would ask them, since they weren't welcomed at the parties and told to leave. That would be one of the main people I'd be going to talk to.
Yeah, because it's like, why are they not welcome? Aside
Uh-huh.
from you saying that you don't really know them, you seem so bothered by them. And it seemed like a frequent thing that they would just show up and you guys have to kick them out. So,
They did, Translucent? Translucent said yes, they did. So I don't know. Maybe they did.
oh,
I
okay,
just
bet.
didn't.
All right. Thank you, Translucent. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure either, Christine. I didn't think so, but maybe. We'll have to look and see. Holy smokes. And the minute I go and I try to skip ahead, I'll end up missing part of it. So we're just
But I
letting.
think you're fine. We got time, no? Or are
Yeah.
you in a hurry?
No, we're good.
Okay.
I just want to play. After this one, I'll do the Chicken Boy, because it's only 13 minutes. And then I will end it. And then like I said, I still have Jack Showalter's and Braden Jensen's interview that I don't know if I'll go on later this evening with them ones, or if maybe I'll do them in the morning, tomorrow morning. I'm not sure yet. I got to figure out my timing on, if I can do another live or not. If not,
Okay.
I might just drop them raw and just not even do a live with them. I don't know, because Lana did play them once, but I want them for my channel. Plus, I don't want them, with commentary and that to them. So I just,
Yeah. But I feel like people do appreciate your commentary.
yeah,
Um,
they do.
so that's
And I
one
do.
thing to keep in mind.
That's the only way I'm going to get monetized, if I do it this way. And, so if I really want to get monetized, I got to do it the right way, YouTube rule way. But I don't know. We'll see.
Just give me a heads up. Let me know. I can
Yeah.
come up with questions.
Good, but pay attention to your current time. Yeah. See, I was going to do that too, Jeff. I thought of jumping ahead, but I'm scared to move it at all. Wow. I literally have it down to the last minute and there's nothing. So I mean, why would she give you the last freaking 5 minutes plus of nothing? This is ridiculous. Yeah, I need to SRB, but
Karmic, maybe they're saying that your material is so good compared to translucents. Maybe they're just accusing you of being translucent, and maybe not an insult. But I can see how that gets tiring of being accused of being someone else, because that was happening to me for the longest.
I think we've all been accused of it. At first I was accused that me and Heather were the same person. I'm like, I'm not even anything near. My brain does not work like her. Hell no. I'm like, no. So it's common when you first start a channel, you go through a lot of bull crap. That's the problem. There's Lucy. Yeah, I don't know. Is that it? Did it stop? No.
I
Yep,
wouldn't pay
okay.
attention too much to L, Karmic.
Look at
You
that.
know, I'm just gonna stay out of it.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was it to that one. That's pretty stupid.
How do you like my Christopher Whipcom baby?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's funny. Nah, it was Ellie. Oh, Ellie messaged me and told me she thinks I'm a Fed last month. I remember you telling me that, Lucy. Okay, let's grab the chicken boy. Let's get chicken boy played. We actually get a video we can watch and see what this one has to say.
I'm over here being a fat ass.
No, that's fine.
This case makes me hungry.
Oh, okay. Let me share this. Okay. See how they did this time with the little black circles over their face? Yeah. Yeah. Translucent. Nobody be mean, please. Please. Karmic. I love Karmic. Be nice to Karmic. Can't say nothing nice, then don't say nothing at all. Isn't that what our parents always told us, right?
Yeah, I think it's just miscommunication.
I think so too, but you'd be good. Okay, here we go. Chicken boy. Ooh, mozzarella sticks sound good.
Right here. I think this office is occupied. Yeah, they used to be our interview room, but so you're not under arrest or anything, man. We're trying to do some follow up. I guess you heard what happened on campus. Yeah. So what happened to your hand?
So it was Saturday night, probably like 8:30.
Lucy.
I was intoxicated and I was trying to cut a chicken patty with my pocket knife and I just sliced it off.
Okay, so you're so you said Saturday night.
Saturday night, yeah.
Yes, Carmen, you can drop your link too. Anybody,
Yep.
When did
if you
go
want,
to
drop
the
links.
doctors?
I went the next morning.
Okay.
Don't know exactly what time. 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, I went to the next day at 2 o'clock.
The next okay.
Yeah.
So Saturday night around 8:30.
Yeah.
You'd been drinking.
Yeah.
So you were cooking.
Yeah.
Were you at your house?
Yeah.
Where do you live at?
I live.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I was just cooking chicken patty up and then tried to cut it.
You guys.
And then, so the next day, did you do anything that night? Like, I'm guessing you just wrapped it.
Yeah.
How deep is the laceration? I know, I don't want you to take off your.
Yeah, I can't. It's like, I don't know, let's say like, it's more of like a big gouge. It's like it flayed open, and so it was like peeling back and stuff.
And that's your right hand?
Yeah, and so last night I just,
Y'all see it, right?
I have a picture of the wound if you want to see it.
Yeah, do you mind?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I just got a bandage. There's a bunch of girls in the room with me, so they were all going crazy, bandaging it and stuff.
And then Sunday at like 2 p.m. you went to Gritman.
Yep.
And what did they just do that for you?
Yeah, they glued it because it was too late to get stitches in it.
Okay.
Because I should have went Saturday night. I didn't. There's it initially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can? Is that saved, or is that just on your story? Or
no, it's saved. Yeah, it's saved, and then here's at the hospital with it cleaned up a little bit.
Okay. Are you able to send those to me via email?
I think I can. Both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
I can give you a card.
Yeah, I can totally do that.
This is, they list,
And,
wait a minute.
I'm guessing. So you knew what happened.
They listed him in the report as AA. AA is, he cut his hand the night before, he says, on chicken. So I believe his name is Austin. And yeah, so I call him Chicken Boy because he cut his hand on chicken. So I always wanted to see this one because it was, I thought it was strange. And
Hey, what's that movie? Is it Bubble Boy or Grandma Boy? The one that he's like in a bubble? It's an old movie.
Bubble Boy, I believe it is.
My bad.
Happened on Sunday. Do you know any of the people that were involved in this? I know the Greek life is kind of.
Yeah, so I talked to Ethan Chaplin probably, I don't know, twice just at parties and stuff.
Okay.
So I wasn't close with any of them, but
okay.
I know a bunch of our guys in our house were close to the
AP. Okay. Yeah. So, and I know not to spun up on this. So, like, do fraternity houses and sorority houses, do they kind of like, are there certain ones that are like brother sister houses, or what do you guys consider those?
There's definitely houses that are closer than like the other houses, and I would say AFI is probably our closest house.
Okay.
Like Beta and AFI, but there is like different houses get along better with other houses.
Okay. But you guys don't have like every year it's like one of those things where like that's our sister house or something.
Oh, there is a sister house, yeah. Ours.
Okay.
But that just doesn't mean that we like.
That doesn't mean I get that, but that's just
like the national standard.
So you guys are your sister house?
Yeah.
But you guys have a lot of friends, or you have a lot of friends that hang out with a lot of females that are.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then what kind of knife were you using to cut the chicken? Just like a basic kitchen knife?
No, it was a pocket knife.
Pocket knife?
A Kershaw, just normal.
Okay. So the three females you've never, I'm guessing maybe passing, seen them, but you've never like had a relationship with them, talked to them.
Yep. Okay. I've never talked to any of the three.
Okay.
I just sent you that email.
Perfect. So can you just run me through just like an overview of your weekend starting Saturday morning?
I slept in Saturday morning. It was a game day, so I probably got up like 9:30 or 10ish, and then showered, got ready for the day, and then I didn't go to the game, but I went to, which is it's on that road, by the Whites, by King Road, but it's not up King Road. It's that flat one. It's just a DT
on
house.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a
okay.
And so we spent the whole day there watching the game there because it was cold.
Yeah.
And so we were just all inside there watching the game. And then I probably left that place, I think like 7:30ish. And then that's when I went back to, and I just spent the rest of the night.
And then what time did you wake up on Sunday? Okay. Do you know what time you went to bed on Saturday night?
Yeah, it was late, like 4:35.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sunday morning you went to bed around 4?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you were partying and stuff.
Yeah.
Were you with anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me a name of people that you were with?
Welcome back, Amy Lou Who. Yeah, he is setting kind of cocky, isn't he?
Is he another?
Well,
Yeah,
Lucy's telling the truth. I only put the person I talked to.
Do you have phone numbers for them?
I have, I don't know if
Okay.
I can ask her for it if you want.
All right. It's just, we might need to talk to them too. So it's on.
Well, it's either.
You said.
Yeah.
Is it the one that's like a kind of a?
Yeah, it's like a little with the bottom, or it's like right next left.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. The number is right there.
Chicken boy.
Okay. So then you went to bed around 4 in the morning, between 4 and 5 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then you woke up, I'm guessing later because you had a long night.
Yeah.
And what do you know? What you said you don't know what time you woke up?
No, I think like 10 or 11ish. And when I woke up to my phone blowing up from, we had like the group chat and it was just blowing up of what was happening, what we found out happened.
Okay.
We were like, oh God.
And then did you do anything between the time you woke up and you went to the doctor's or the hospital?
I just showered.
Showered, got ready, probably looking at text messages and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you be willing to sign a consent form if we take it to just get your medical records regarding your hand injury?
Yeah.
Okay. That would just be like you indicating that you're giving us permission to go to, and you're giving permission to release your medical records just regarding this hand injury. Okay.
They did what did they check for? I think he was checking for glass in it too, because he wanted to see because we have a window there and it was broken that next morning, so they wanted me to get a check for glass to see if I maybe hit the window, but there was no glass in it, and so.
Okay. You said where was this? The glass?
It was at the house.
Okay. And that was broken that night too.
Yeah, we found it broken the next morning, and so then they thought that, or like some other guy thought that I might have ran into the window that night.
Okay.
And so they wanted me to get it checked for glass just to make sure.
Okay.
So that's why I went into the yard originally. But there was no glass in it, and so I'm still not 100% sure if I hit the window or not. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing you stayed up all night, so you slept in your room.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so that window thing that came after, like, you cut it on a knife, cutting chicken, but then the next morning you couldn't remember if you hit that glass too. So that's why some of your buddies recommended that they check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we found the glass like broken a little bit, and then it was like, you should probably go get it checked. So he was actually the one that drove me to the ER. And he was like maybe hit the window.
Okay.
I was like, no, I'm pretty sure I cut it with chicken. It was cut it with my knife. And he was like, we should go and get it checked out. So we did.
Okay. Is that window still broken?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you still have that knife that you cut yourself with?
Yeah.
Okay. Are those at your house?
At the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just in my bag.
Would it be an issue if we went and looked at that knife in the window?
I don't think so, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call one of my guys and see if that's something, if you're willing to let us look at the knife and possibly take it just to see if there is blood on it.
Would it matter if I cleaned it off though? I did wash it off the next morning.
No, I wouldn't. We just to see the knife that you cut yourself with.
You guys can take it.
And then look at that window to see the damage to it. Are you going to be home today?
I was actually gonna head out. Like I was supposed to head out at noon, but
Going back home?
yeah.
Where do you live? Okay.
No one really knows where it is.
No, you're good. Okay. And are you going home for like a while?
Yeah, till school starts up after.
I don't know. Woke
Okay.
up.
Are they still having classes this week? Or did they end up canceling everything?
It depends class to class, but all my classes postponed all the assignments and stuff till after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
What was happening and stuff.
Yeah,
It's
understandable.
Most of us are deciding to go.
Okay. What's your address in the?
Which is
Perfect.
yeah, that's it.
All right. Do you know, like, are any of your buddies gonna be at?
That were there with me.
No, that could like let us look at the window and then possibly retrieve that knife.
I can go. I'll be there for a little bit if you guys want to.
Just go straight. Okay. Are you going there right now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So if you guys want to come with me, I can take you.
I can meet you over there.
Yeah.
What's the address?
I want to say.
Okay. Did we do a cop talk at your house?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
it's the one
sure
right across
translucent.
from,
It's not Jackass. I have Jackasses. This ain't it. This is labeled AA.
Sweet. Yeah. Let me make a call, and I'll probably meet you over there. If you're gonna be there, I'll be there. If I do end up coming, I'll be there within like 15 minutes.
That's true.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming and talking to me. I'm sorry. I know it's just stressful.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get some answers. So.
I got this.
Okay.
Oh, chicken boy.
That was Chicken Boy. He didn't have too much to say, did he? Kind of.
No,
None of them do. I really don't think any of them do anymore.
the
But
vibe I get from these kids it's like the energy I'm getting from these kids is like, well, that's too bad they brought it upon themselves. Like that's the energy I'm getting from them. Like, well, I didn't get myself killed, so
Yeah.
why the fuck should I associate with Kylie or associate with so and so? Like,
yeah, I get you. He's wearing, bro. He has the bandage because he cut his hand that night. That's why I called him Chicken Boy. This will let me look and see if it tells me on my file. I don't remember offhand what date this was. I think it was like literally like a day or two after the crime. It doesn't give me a date, but I'll find a date and I'll have the date when I drop the video raw. That way, we know what it is. I'm trying to read chat. But like I said, so that was both Lakelands and Chicken Boy. So I'll get them out later. Well, I'll do one because of YouTube. I can't just drop them all at once, but I'll get them out. And then it is what, 1:40. Let me go get some stuff done around here and I gotta go to the store and then I might be able to come back and jump on in a little bit and we can watch Jack Showalter's first interview. And get
so Still want to watch Jack Showalter's. Did you say first interview?
Yes. Yes. There's 2 of them, but the first one has been paid for, and it's you're cracking me up. So I gotta do the same. Oh, now you're gonna take yourself off.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it's because of my
See?
freaking Humpty Dumpty ass head.
I hate showing myself, sorry. But
No, you look
no,
great though.
you guys are all welcome. Thank you for being here and that. But like I said, if I can get back on here in the next like hour or 2 hours, probably, we'll go over Shoalwater's first interview. Like I said, there is a second one, but it hasn't been paid for yet. And I just, well, I should say we, because everybody donated now. We forked out enough for these ones. So supposedly Lana is supposed to be getting the second one. So if she does, then I'll pay the $30 and get the second one. But if not, then we're just going to be stuck with the first one, because it's ridiculous to pay this price for what we get redacted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. It's wild.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking
And
forward to Jack Showalter's interview. That's for sure.
yeah, well, let me get off here so I can get my stuff done, so then we can come back and watch it. Because I haven't watched it yet either. It's still sitting in my file. I haven't uploaded it or anything. So,
Okay, sounds good.
we will do that, and I will I'll try to set it up in advance so you guys get a notification, and you don't miss it. But if you do, like I said, I will drop it raw too once I'm done with playing it. So thank you all for being here. Make sure you smash that like button on your way out. And yeah, okay. I feel better. I'm feeling better when I let myself on camera.
Yeah, you get over that anxiety, huh? That was one of my biggest challenge.
Mm-hmm. It was. And like Karmic says, when you start getting picked on from other people, it makes it even harder. It makes you not
True.
want to do this. You know what I mean?
One thing that does help me is not looking at the chat.
Yes. I try not to look at it much either. And if I do, I look at Lucy, because somewhere along the line, she's probably cracking me up about something. So that'll change my mind. So I'll look at her comments so I can get a laugh, and then I don't get so panicked about stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better, so we'll get
I'm
there.
glad I woke up on time though, because I literally just opened my eyes and then I saw your notification, and I got up. I got up fast. I went to walk the dogs and got back.
I'm glad you did. Well, thank you guys all. Y'all saying such nice things in there. But yeah, when YouTube streets start picking on you, Karmic, I 100% understand how you feel. It sucks. It's draining. It's frustrating. You question yourself about everything. And yeah, I hate it. But you got to learn how to just shut every MFer off out there and just worry about you and your channel and maybe a few people. You know what I mean? I stick to a few channels, my few group of friends now, and I leave it at that, because otherwise you get into too much drama.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Okay, guys, let me get my stuff done so we can come back. It is 1:45. Let's try to shoot for about give me about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and I'll probably be back on. Okay, guys. Thank you all. Love you. Thank you.